My name is Barry Allen. And I am the fastest man alive.
Listen to me. There's a war coming. A terrible war.
You have failed this city.
Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to the Fandom Zone podcast. I'm Charles Skaggs, and with me is my partner in crime, Karen Lindsay.
Hello.
Hello, how are you, Karen?
I'm ready to be doing some crime. Let's go do it. Shall we rob a bank?
But only if we get cool supervillain outfits.
Okay, let's do.
All right. No capes.
No. No capes.
No
Let's
capes.
not do capes. No.
Edna Mode would not be happy.
Edna Mode.
Darling.
You know, I thought that was Linda Hunt for the longest time.
I think it was based on her.
I think so too.
I think she would, if they've done a live action Incredibles, Linda Hunt would have.
It would have to be her, right?
Edna Mode, because
Yeah.
she's just
Yeah.
she would be perfect.
I love that character though.
This little tiny lady.
Yeah.
And like give her like the big long like cigarette holder.
Yep.
And
Big cigarette holder. Yeah.
Darling,
no capes.
I live in the now.
Yes.
I love Edna.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we were kind of a little Incredibles discussion earlier,
Yeah.
talking about how Samuel L. Jackson needs to be like dropping F-bombs because of Sam Jackson. But of course,
we need an R-rated Frozone.
yeah, we need like a Quentin Tarantino version of The Incredibles.
Where is my bleeping super suit?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Yeah. I'm sure there's probably something like that on YouTube, some mashup.
Oh, yes.
Has
I'm
to
guessing there is.
All right. So this week, as we're doing a little later than we normally do.
Yeah, so we're probably going to be weirder than usual.
Probably.
How can that be?
It's inconceivable.
Can it be any weirder than usual?
So people like Phil Parrish or,
Jeff Peterson.
Jeff Peterson, you'll be
Let's
happy.
do a shout out, Maggie.
Oh, yeah, Maggie.
All our regulars on the Facebook
Yep.
page.
Yep. Like our
And Justina.
Justina, our fandom zoners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fandom zoners. You guys get a nickname.
The zoners.
Chime in, fandom zoners.
Shout out to the zoners.
That's right.
Zoner Nation.
I like it. If you want to be called a zoner, chime in on the the Fandom Zone Facebook page.
Yeah, or if you got a better name, shoot us that too. Let us know.
Zone heads.
Zone heads, yeah.
I like fandom zoners.
Sonies, or I'm a Zony.
That's interesting. That's like bronies. Is that what you're?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just. See, we're already starting.
That's right.
Blaine's gonna get a workout tonight.
Fandomites.
Fandoms of the night, or
Fandoms of the zone.
Yeah, I don't know.
Zonies of the fans.
Yeah, something like that. We got to work on that.
We're the worst.
We need need t-shirts. So yeah.
That's it. T-shirts.
We need t-shirts.
Yes.
We need we need a logo first.
Hello.
And then but I mean like a cool stylized like TFZ.
Of course, as soon as we get a name for our fans.
Yeah, we need that.
I'll make a logo.
There we go.
I'm a blah, and I'll put it right in the middle of our logo.
Awesome. Sounds like a plan.
Done
I'm
and
excited.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
As soon as they choose one.
This week, before we get too into that, because I know us, we'll kind of drift on that for a while.
I get to say my favorite word tonight.
Yeah. We're going to talk about the penultimate episode of Birds of Prey.
That's my favorite word.
That's the magic word. Ah!
Yes, penultimate.
Like Pee-wee,
Yeah,
like everybody,
exactly.
everybody scream. Ah!
Penultimate.
Today's word is penultimate.
both doing Pee-wees. Dueling Pee-wees. Yes.
Calling Mr. Herman, Mr. Pee-wee Herman. Oh,
yes.
and we're going to be doing, the 12th episode of Birds of Prey, Feet of Clay.
Mm-hmm.
Feet being like F-E-A-T because it's a pun. Get
Because
it?
they're so clever.
Yeah.
Get it? Poke.
Yeah.
Poke. Yeah.
Feet of Clay, feet as in, amazing feet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's the kind of like level we're used to on the Birds of Prey.
Which actually,
mhm.
it's just a pun for the sake of making a pun because it doesn't really refer to anything in the show.
What was the actual feat?
Nothing.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then The Dog, episode 3 of Fear the Walking Dead.
Yes, and it makes me very sad.
Things are kind of going kablooey.
Pear-shaped.
It's going down, exactly.
Yep. And I don't like the dog part.
Yeah, dog part was not cool.
No,
Fear the Walking
not cool.
That's kind of one of the reasons I kind of lowered my grade from a 9 to a 8.
Me too.
Yeah. So not cool.
I have to forgive it because it's a horror show.
Right.
But
I mean, they're going to die. Animals are going to die.
Yeah, I guess so.
And it wasn't on screen.
It wasn't shown on screen.
Like the horses were.
Right.
On Walking Dead.
Right.
So there's points there, I guess. In that favor. We can show a horse getting killed, but a dog, forget it. We're not going to show that.
No, they better effing not show a dog getting killed on screen.
Especially a cute little German Shepherd.
Yeah,
but
no,
anyway.
not happening.
Okay, so let's talk about Birds of Prey first.
Birds of Prey, Feet of Clay.
Birds of Play?
Mm-hmm. See what I did? I made it rhyme.
Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you did that. Yeah, that's good. Thumbs up.
Thank you.
This one was written by Adam Armis and Kay Foster, who wrote most of these.
Yep.
Directed
Heroes, Xena, Hercules, that sort of thing.
Yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Directed by Joe Napolitano, and that's not to be confused with Joe Pantoliano,
right?
The actor.
Two different people.
Because when I first saw, I'm glancing at Wikipedia or whatever, and I see Joe Napolitano, I'm like, Joey Pants? What?
No, not Joey Pants.
No. And then I looked at it again, I was like, oh, yeah, that's not it. That's not Joey Pants.
And it's not Judge Joe Napolitano either.
Right.
This guy he did Quantum Leap, Scarface, like the movie Scarface, the movie Parenthood, and the movie The Fisher King. He worked a lot with Terry Gilliam, and who did Scarface?
And I don't know.
Hold on a minute.
I know Al Pacino stars in it.
Yeah. It's the guy who. I am such an idiot.
Yeah, I should know this, but I don't.
Hold on a minute.
I have failed.
Brian De Palma.
Yes.
He worked a lot with Brian De Palma.
Director of the first Mission Impossible.
Ooh.
I knew
nice.
that. Yeah. Because he's one of those guys that likes to direct suspense films.
Right.
And thrillers.
Right.
So yeah, that's his forte.
He teamed up a lot with Brian De Palma and a few times with Terry Gilliam.
Right.
So he's got some clout.
And anybody that works with Terry Gilliam from, just about anything that's kind of cool, and Monty Python, because hey,
right,
got to give props to Monty Python.
Yeah,
he's okay in my book.
Right, and I think maybe like the catwalk scenes were his idea. The costuming.
Yeah. Well, it's very couture.
Yeah,
but we'll get into that.
And kind of wacky.
Yeah, it's it almost looked a little 80s couture. Did you get that kind of vibe?
Yeah, a little
and then this is 2003.
Steampunky 80s. Yeah.
Yeah,
kind of. Yeah. And the hair.
Right.
Spiky, weird. Yeah.
What's wrong with Spiky? Hey.
Not like your Spiky. Girl. That girl kind of Madonna Spiky.
Yeah. Well, that's why I kind of thought it looked a little
80s. Yeah.
But, because, it looks like she was like right out of a Duran Duran video or something.
It did kind of.
Like Girls on Film, 2 minutes later. Girls on Film.
That's right.
Yeah. So there's one for you Duranis out there. This one is basically it's Huntress goes to Silence of the Lambs. That's the premise of this episode, basically.
It is almost exactly that. Except for there's a direct connection between her and the person she's going to see.
Right. which we will find. And actually, it's kind of important to the overall mythos.
Right.
So there was
the end of.
So this is kind of like
the series.
if you're gonna watch, well, better late than never, I guess.
Mm.
But
no, not really.
This really should have been something like around episode 6.
Yes,
in my opinion.
And the show might have stayed on the air had they actually introduced more of the mythos up front.
Well, if you notice, they don't really start exploring the DC universe until like episode 9.
I know.
With Lady Shiva and Batgirl, and then here it is 12, 3 more episodes later, and we finally get Clayface.
And talking about, Harley Quinn being drawn in, and
Harley's finally back.
Right. And talking about like Catwoman and how she died and all that stuff. I mean, that's a big deal in the DC universe, so. And
especially to Huntress's character.
Right. And it's just stupid that they didn't do this earlier. IMO.
So, like I said, Harley's back. We know this right from the start because Helena goes back to therapy with Harley just to say, oh, by the way, guess what? I'm done with therapy. And Harley's kind of like, really? Are you sure you don't want to stay?
Yeah.
And how about you just like think it over and come back one more time and we could talk it like, close things properly or whatever. But Huntress is like, we'll see. So after that, we meet this guy named Chris, who is some kind of like wannabe criminal where he gets into this chemical facility, drinks this container. Like there's a container, he breaks it open. Looks like it's something very nasty chemically. So he drinks it, and we're like, okay, what's up with this guy? He stands there expecting some kind of superpowers from this. Nothing happens.
Right.
And so he's like, well, crap. And then all of a sudden, the security guard comes by, grabs him by the hand, and then all of a sudden, security guard is turning into a statue of clay.
There's my superpower.
Yep. So my power now is to turn people into clay statues. Not exactly like the Molecule Man or, like Ultron or Doctor Doom. It's lame clay powers, basically. Yeah. Wouldn't you agree?
Lame, yes.
Yeah, lame.
It's like their Sandman-y sort of character. Marvel has Sandman, but they have Clayface.
Well, there was the third Clayface in the Batman comics. Had he had kind of like distorted Clayface powers where he was all kind of disfigured and he was kind of like the Incredible Melting Man almost. And he wore this kind of protective suit to hold himself together. And when he touched people, they would break down into like gooey clay and die.
Okay.
That was his power.
So this is his.
This is sort of like that.
Clayface.
It's kind of a riff on that third Clayface.
Okay.
But I don't know if that or just it's something they came up with on their own, but probably didn't even know that the third Clayface existed, I'm guessing. That's just my guess.
You don't hold them in high esteem as far as knowing the DC lore goes.
If they did, don't you think they'd be using it?
Yes,
because
I would assume so.
This would be awesome. Let's do this.
I would assume so, yes.
Yeah, but unless they were directed not to.
Could be. But then that was a obscure, because I've never seen that.
We don't want to make it too comic booky.
Right, which they didn't.
Yeah, because there was the whole, like, Smallville had this no tights, no flights policy.
Correct.
From the showrunners Al Gough and Miles Millar.
Right.
And which was very stupid.
It was a huge deal, though. I mean, they said it almost every season when they got interviewed about it.
Yeah, that was their mantra, and it's like fans are were up in arms. Are like,
that's what they wanted.
We want to see the DC universe.
Right. Right.
And no, they're like, no, we don't want to give you what you want. We want to do what we want.
Right. But we'll show you the Flash, and we'll show you the Arrow, and we'll show you Aquaman.
Well, they showed Impulse. You didn't get the Flash. You got Impulse.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. It was Bart, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the Flash.
I know, but
It was their Flash.
Anyway, yeah. Well, they were. I think they were gone by this time. They started introducing superheroes like Cyborg and all that.
Right.
So then it's like things kind of picked up a little because hey, we're getting the Justice Society, which was cool.
Yeah, and then now that's over, and we've got really good.
Yeah,
superhero
and then we kind of stepped up the game a little bit better. Like we've got the Flash now, which is just a whole nother level of awesome.
Yeah, we skyrocketed now.
Yeah. Arrow kind of built up on Smallville.
Yeah.
And then I think the Flash has built up on Arrow.
Right. I think so
when
too.
When it comes to using the DC universe properly.
I agree.
Okay.
Although it's not as dark.
Yeah. Well, that's why a lot of people like it.
I like dark though. So
I understand that. Well, you've got
Batman versus dark is good.
You've got Batman versus Superman for that.
What am I quoting? I bet you don't know this one. I like
What's
dark. Dark is good.
I don't know that one.
Square pegs.
Oh, see, I remember watching that.
The guy who played Kirk's son says it.
Yeah. Shoot, I can't remember the actor's name.
I like dark. Dark is good. And then he puts his shades back down.
It was Johnny something, wasn't it?
I don't remember his name.
I can't remember the character's name. Oh well. Anyway,
that's his big thing.
Anyway, yeah. So anyway, it turns out this guard still has a pulse, so he's still alive in there somewhere. So now there's this big hunt on to find an antidote, so to restore this guy back to normal. Oracle does some research because it's Oracle, so she goes typey. Right. And Dr. Will Croner, who probably invented this compound, so we need to find him. So Huntress goes off and quickly finds him immediately.
He is played by the way, Patrick Fischler, who played the author on Once Upon a Time. And he was also on Lost and Mad Men.
Well, do we know who he played on Lost?
He was in like 5 episodes.
Okay.
And in Mad Men.
Remember.
He was he just had a little arc. But he was the author this last season on Once Upon a Time.
Okay, that's cool.
Anyway, go ahead.
That's kind of a big deal.
It was a big deal, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a very large arc.
I kind of gave up on Once Upon a Time after season 3.
Oh, okay.
So we kind of had her fill, and we're like, there's other stuff we could be watching.
Okay. But it was a huge deal.
Right. I don't begrudge anybody for watching Once Upon a Time. We just kind of bailed on it.
It got better.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Maybe I got to go back on Netflix. It got better.
Yeah. No, the author storyline was better than the Frozen storyline.
Okay, cool.
As much as I like Frozen. So anyway.
Yeah.
So he came up with the compound.
Yeah, so he came up with the compound. He tells Huntress that if anyone drinks this compound but Clayface, it'll kill him.
So don't do it.
So don't do it.
Right.
But this guy, Chris, drank the compound and he survived. So,
I wonder what that means.
I wonder what that could mean.
That's right.
Although it's kind of blatantly obvious, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And I couldn't find any real good credits for Chris.
For Chris.
Anywhere. Yeah. However,
he's played by Ian Reed Kessler.
Right.
So.
And I couldn't really find anything for him.
Yeah.
But Clayface himself was played by Kirk Baltz.
Right. Who is kind of a notable guy.
Right. He played the tortured police officer in Reservoir Dogs.
Which is and I saw that myself. I found that myself, and I was like, "Holy crap!"
Right,
yes,
such an iconic role. Right.
I would never in my life make that connection.
Right.
And because you're like, okay, the guy who got his ear hacked off and tortured in Reservoir Dogs, one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Because it's Tarantino. I love Tarantino movies.
Yeah.
He's Clayface.
Why it gotta be Mr. Pink? Sorry. Yeah, he's Clayface.
Yeah.
And he also had arcs on NYPD Blue and 24. So, yeah. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I just picture Buscemi.
Why I gotta be Mr. Pink, man?
Why can't it be Mr. Purple?
Right.
You're Mr. Pink.
You gave them all good ones. Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna Mr. Pink and you're gonna like it.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
So yeah, they can't figure out why he drank that compound and survive.
Right. Oh, and by the way, while we're talking about Chris, Chris's last name is Cassius.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you get the in-joke of calling him Chris Cassius?
Oh, did I miss that?
Yes, you did.
I did, because I only watched it
I've got
once.
something on the Research Goddess.
Oh, you do? What is it?
It's nothing. All right. It's a sports reference.
Okay, Cassius Clay?
Cassius Clay, which is
Clay
the real
face.
Clay face. Yep, it's an in joke. It's like
nice.
Cassius Clay, which is the real name of Muhammad Ali.
Right.
That's,
When you said sports reference,
boxing legend,
and then Clay, so Clay
and
face.
then Clay. So yeah, get it?
Nice.
Cassius Clay face.
So they're pointing you to the fact that he's Clayface's son.
Pretty much.
Nice.
Because I knew that as soon as they called him Chris Cassius, I'm like, that's Clayface's son.
Oh my God.
Come on.
Lame.
Yeah. Oh wait. Well, I mean,
that's kind of funny though.
It's not an obvious reference.
No, unless you know.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people now know that Muhammad Ali's name used to be Cassius Clay?
Exactly. Not a lot of people.
Right.
So it could, it's a respectable in joke.
Yeah, it is. And it did go by fairly quickly. I mean, it wasn't a...
But it is kind of a obvious spoiler if you know it.
Right.
Like I did.
Right. I didn't pay attention.
And I only knew it because my dad's a huge boxing fan.
Oh, well, I knew his name was Cassius Clay, so yeah. Yeah. I grew up in that time.
I grew up watching, my dad watching boxing, so yeah, I knew it too.
Same here. Yep. And he's Muhammad Ali, I mean.
Yeah, it's a legend. So,
Muhammad Ali.
You just did a totally obscure Howard Cosell reference that nobody is going to get.
I know, sorry. And it's the worst Howard Cosell impression ever.
Howard Cosell.
Howard Cosell. Who knows who Howard Cosell is anymore either?
What is this bizarre segment that's happening?
Battle of the Network Stars.
Oh, I missed that show so hard. I loved that show when I was growing up.
They need to bring that show back. Why don't they bring that show back?
They do. I don't know, but they do, right?
Yeah, and this is like only old Gen X geezers like Karen and I know this, but yeah.
Oh, they should. And they should have people like the Amels and, people like that on it that like really have fun doing things like that. Competing. I would love to see Nathan Fillion on it too.
Charlie's Angels doing tug of war.
Sure. Why not?
That was a fond memory of childhood, watching Charlie's Angels doing tug of war.
Yeah.
Or swimsuits.
Right. And it was people like, the $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman and even like Olympic athletes and stuff.
Right.
They were on it. The Harlem Globetrotters were on. Oh my God, I loved that.
Taking a break from their adventures with the Scooby-Doo gang.
That's right. And Gilligan's Island.
And Gilligan's Island, yeah.
They were on Gilligan's Island like 3 times.
Oh, yeah.
And they were also, they were with Kiss on some Saturday morning thing. They teamed up with Kiss on something.
Okay, we're just like completely like...
What is this bizarre segue that's happening?
Yeah, thank you. Yes.
I did it already, but
apologies to anyone under 40 for
Battle of the Network Stars, guys, really.
Yep.
Let's petition Stephen Amell and see if he'd do it.
Look, Amell would be perfect for that.
He would be.
Because it'd be almost like, the American Ninja Show or something, you do like a battle, like kind of
Don't even say American Ninja Warriors to me. That is a sore subject.
Why?
It was up against Under the Dome last year, and I had to say American Ninja Warriors every week when I reported the ratings, and I hated it. Okay. It got really old really quick having to say the ratings.
The show who must not be named.
Yes. And we beat it every week under the dome. But still, I was like, American Ninja Warriors, really? Ninjas are warriors. And ninjas cannot be American.
Well, they can be.
No, they can't be.
It's a clan if you can get an American to join the clan, which is very rare. I know because, Japanese tongue and all that. Yeah, whatever. And
so I was very angry at the name American
and the
Ninja
Yakuza,
Warriors.
I know all that. Yes.
I was very angry at it. And then I had to say it every week. And Doug never understood my anger at the name. So anyway.
American Ninja, get away from me. American Ninja.
That's right.
Mama, let me be. No.
Who sang that? American Woman.
Well, I know that Lenny Kravitz does the cover on
Yeah,
Austin,
yeah.
but
He did the remake. The cover.
who did that?
American Woman, gonna let
Yeah.
me be.
Anyway, all right. See,
It's
this
all
is
right.
where we go again. Anyway, Birds of Prey.
Sophie de Clay.
So yeah, Feet of Clay. Alfred invites Babs to the Gotham fashion show, and kind of like she blows him off about the invite, but Alfred kind of brings it up because he kind of needles her about a called off trip to the Bahamas with Wade because I'm so busy with my crime fighting, I can't go on vacation with Wade.
When really it's just...
I've got things to do.
Right. I got things to do.
Oracle got things to do.
When really it's just, I'm running scared because of what happened last week with your parents.
Yeah.
And Alfred snap calls her out on it.
Yes.
Big time.
2 snaps and a twist.
That's right.
Yep. Meanwhile, at Arkham Asylum, Huntress shows up to talk to Clayface. And for some reason, Clayface in this continuity has a Cajun accent.
I know. I didn't get that at all. Why did he have a Cajun accent?
I don't know.
Did he live with Swamp Thing? Was he
don't
Swamp Thing's partner?
Swamp, Clay, whatever.
Maybe.
It's the same riverbank, I guess.
That's
I don't
not
know.
right.
Yeah.
You racist. Sorry.
But for some reason also that Clayface suddenly thinks he's Dr. Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs.
Yes. And it was
Because
very Silence
overt.
of the Lambsy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, even right from the angles the camera was being shot, he's in his cell and he's got like a nice clean white jumpsuit on, kind of like when Hannibal was being held in an art gallery kind of thing, and he's all dressed in white.
Yeah. It kind of makes me disappointed in Joe Napolitano.
Tano, yeah.
Because he's really...
Joey Knapp.
He's really a good director.
Yeah.
And some of this was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the model party thing was really directed well.
Yeah.
Yes, fashion show, whatever. But it was also a party.
A benefit, probably.
That's it. What you said.
That
was done very well. But the whole thing, first of all, it looked like it was like in a big warehouse with just a cell.
Yeah.
Which looked weird to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's the exact same cell they used for Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
You know, like when she visits in the pilot.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, again, looks weird.
Mm-hmm.
For a TV show, it should have just been a prison.
Yeah.
Right? Arkham Asylum is just a prison.
Well, they probably figured, well, you know, we built this thing for the pilot. We might as well use it again.
Yeah, I know. But they should have just built the prison or used
why
a
not
cell
just
somewhere.
use it? Yeah.
So, yeah, it looked weird. And to copy such an iconic movie like that, it wasn't necessary. She could have just went to visit him in a prison and had him talk to him.
Right.
And I think that would have been more effective than have him be Hannibal-y. But anyway, go ahead.
No, I'm just going to say...
That's just my opinion.
No, it's a good opinion. I totally agree with it.
Okay.
So, thumbs up.
It was kind of hackneyed to me.
Yeah, a little bit. And it gets a little more hackneyed, but, well, I'll get into that. Huntress asks Clayface's help to reverse the guard's condition, but Clayface wants to see Huntress's anguish and pain, which is like, okay.
Right.
It feels like, oh, I'm an artiste for some reason.
Right.
So I need inspiration.
Right. Well, you know, clay.
Yeah.
Art.
Yeah.
Does he model with clay? You know.
Yeah. Yeah. You expected like, was it Patrick Swayze to come up and, and sit beside him
and start modeling him,
yeah.
turning him into a vase? Is that what you wanted him to do? Turn Clayface
as the righteous
vase.
brothers begin to play.
Oh my love. Yeah, no.
My darling, I hunger for
that reminds me of Community.
touch.
The hilarious guy on guy.
Yeah.
No.
Now, was that the one where like the Dean and Jeff like the dean has a fantasy about Jeff, that they're kind of like at the clay wheel.
I think so.
That's kind of reminds me of that. Like that the dean had a fantasy about Jeff.
Well, Jeff gets behind the doctor dude that had a recurring role on the show and does it and gets kicked out of the class.
Okay.
And the guy who played Emmett on Chuck was also, and he was on Arrested Development too. He plays the clay guy, and he's like, "Oh, my little blueberries." That's what he calls them. Again.
What is this bizarre segue?
Yeah.
See you guys. It's
Shush
late at
you.
night.
It's shush you.
Yeah.
This cop shows up out of nowhere at wherever Chris is holed up. Wants money from Chris. He's like, "Bitch, where's my money?"
Right.
Like kind of like Stewie Griffin on Family Guy.
Right.
"Bitch, where's my money?" And Chris, is like, "Well, here's your money," and then turns him into a clay statue.
You got my money?
Yeah. "Where's my money, dog?"
Brian, you got my money? Sorry. "Oh, hey, Brian, you got my money?"
Yeah.
I love that episode. I don't know why. I just do.
He's like the $2 kid in Better Off Dead.
Yeah. I want my $2.
$2.
When he's dying.
Well, he jumps his bike goes off the cliff.
$2.
And he lands and he's like dazed and he's like $2. I love that scene.
I do too.
I love
that
the
movie
$2.
is so bad. It's good.
The paper boy.
Which is that the one with French fries, French toast?
Yes. Yeah.
French bread, French dressing. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
This is the best podcast ever.
Is it?
This has got to be sealed in a time vault. Yeah.
Time vault.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just throw it in the TARDIS.
Okay, let's do.
Yeah, and then we'll just. It'll be.
I'm
nice
not even taking pain medicine.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I did have a nice dinner though. Yeah.
Got your belly full.
I do. It's too full. Maybe I'm getting logy.
Get in my belly.
Yes, it did. It got right in my belly.
Little logie.
Little logy. Yeah.
Let's see. Where? Huntress shows up.
Give me my money, the guy says, and then Chris turns him to clay.
Statue. Yeah. Reese shows up, checks out the guy. Huntress is there, has a little antidote, turns the guy back to normal. Mm-hmm. Chris, meanwhile, is watching from the shadows.
That's right. And he is not happy with this.
He's not. He puts, like Dr. Croner on speed dial or whatever they had back then.
Right. Hey, why is this happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You better give me a better formula, Doc.
Right.
So.
And Dr. Croner's playing both sides of the fence.
Pretty much.
That's right.
And of course that will turn out well. Huntress goes back to see Clayface again because we're not done with the Silence of the Lambs riff yet.
Right.
With the lambs screaming, Clarice.
Yeah. With the bats screaming. The silence of the bats.
It would be the cat screaming in this case.
Silence of the cats. Yes, You're right. Good point. Silence of the cats.
Mm-hmm.
She asks him where his son Chris is, and instead, of telling her right out, he kind of hems and haws and saying, "Well, I need this inspiration." So Huntress offers to go all quid pro quo, get it?
Quid pro quo, Clarice.
Yeah. And says, "Okay, I'll tell you, or you can talk to me about what you did."
Mm-hmm.
And Clayface changes his face and admits that he was the one who used a 7-inch switchblade on Catwoman, Huntress's mom. So that mysterious person that killed Catwoman back that we saw in the pilot, that we never know who killed her, it turns out, guess what? It's Clayface.
That's right.
Dun, dun, dun. And Huntress is like, Huntress smash. Yeah, she gets angry, starts pounding on the cell. Clayface is just ecstatic. He's getting off on this big time. And happy as all get out.
Now he gets his time in the spotlight for doing it.
Yeah. So finally Huntress realizes it and just like, okay, that's it. I'm out of here. Walks out, leaves. And Clayface is kind of like smiling to himself because he just happens to notice there's a nice little crack in the cell window where Huntress was beating on it. And maybe I can make the use of that crack. So there we go. Huntress figures out that Oracle knew about Clayface killing her mom, although Oracle's is like, well, I was just theorizing. It wasn't like I didn't know.
Right.
I just had a theory.
Well, and if she did just have a theory, she was probably right to keep it to herself.
Yeah. And then she tells, but Oracle kind of makes the mistake of saying, well, I didn't see the point in telling you because I didn't want you going off on some, full idealistic crusade of revenge.
Right. Which she shouldn't have said because then that pushes her to want to do that.
And go off on revenge.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Right.
So there's a little.
And she also has this little flashback of seeing her mother get killed.
Right.
At that point.
But it is kind of like a dick move on Oracle's part because
it is. Yeah. To say that at least.
Well, at least if she had a theory, you could at least say, "Hey, guess what? I kind of think that maybe Clayface is the one who killed your mom. I know how much this really upset you."
I don't know. I don't think I would have said anything, but I wouldn't have told her after the fact either.
Yeah, I would have just said, kept it to myself.
Right.
Is what you're saying. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And then, when Clayface comes out with it, I would have said, well, let's see what we can do about it. Let's see if we can get justice for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
that
then
sounds
help
good.
her.
Yeah. But, it's, no, we don't get that.
No, but then she actually spurs her to action with her, don't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. But then again, it's the writers.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really what Oracle would do.
Yeah. So.
I know.
Anyway, Chris meets Croner, and Croner is like, "Hey, I've got this shiny new compound for you to try." Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. Okay, well, guess what? You're Clay now. Sucks to be you.
Whoops.
But he doesn't there's no noticeable change at first.
Right. It looks like it was the same as the original.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Huntress crashes through the skylight because, hey, I'm Batman's daughter. I can crash through a skylight.
That's right. That's her thing.
That's her thing.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, she inherited it. It's hers.
Yep.
Confronts him. Chris throws a glass at Kramer, or Croner, excuse me.
Croner, yeah.
I want to say Kramer. Croner. And then Croner suddenly shatters and explodes, kind of like plastique or something.
Yeah. It was kind of cool, actually.
And boom.
Yeah. It was a decent effect, I thought.
Yeah. And Oracle's got all of a sudden calling Huntress on their little communicator in the ear and saying, "You better get out of there." Run away, run away, keep running. That huge, sharp, nasty teeth. Killer rabbit. Sorry.
I did the rabbit teeth.
Yeah.
So, to be fair, I spurred him on there.
Look at the bones.
Run away.
Run away.
Okay. Yeah, so she says for her to run away, and now they know that the compound has changed.
Yeah.
And so now they have to come up with something new to fix this.
So, well, crap. Well, now what do we do?
Right. And Dr. Croner is no more.
Yeah. He has ceased to be.
Right. He has joined the choir invisible.
He's pushing up the daisies.
He's kipping on his back. No.
He is an ex-Croner.
That's right. I like that one.
Ex-Croner?
That's nice.
Thank you. Let's see. Oracle figures out that Chris is going after, surprise, the Gotham Fashion Show.
That's right.
And Alfred's standing off to the side, waving the invitation envelope, going, "Hey, remember that invite I was going to give you? And you blew me off."
Yeah.
So,
I know.
no respect for Alfred.
No.
Poor Pennyworth.
Poor Alfred.
Yeah. But kind of twist the knife a little bit in Oracle, Alfred brings Wade to the clock tower.
That's right.
In Batman Forever, you remember when Alfred brings what's her name? Crap. Nicole Kidman's character.
Right. The chick.
Into the Batcave.
Right.
The love interest. Yeah. Madison or something. I forget what her name was.
Yeah, she was just a girl. She wasn't a real character.
Yeah. Chase Meridian.
Chase, that's it.
Because it was named after Banks.
Chase Meridian. Yeah.
Chase Meridian. But anyway, so he brings her into the Batcave.
Right.
Totally blows the secret identity.
Right.
So here's Alfred again on Birds of Prey, blowing the secret identity.
Right. And it's a pairing to last week.
Yeah.
Where, we're going to reveal a few more things to someone else. We're going to open up the door a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And it goes a little further in this episode, too. But at first, Wade's like, I got to go. Mm-hmm. I can't know this. He doesn't like what's happening. And
he totally freaks,
yes,
really.
I like when Barbara is talking to him and he's like, so people are turning into clay? What's this? And she, well, no, really, it's this compound, the blah, blah. And she gives him all this techno babble. He's like, okay, gotta go.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye, baby.
I'm out of here.
So
That's
he
it.
He goes,
woo, look at the time. I gotta go.
The Flintstone feet again.
Yeah.
And then out he goes. He is out. Right.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't say I don't want to talk to you anymore. He just says I got to think on this.
I can't deal with this right now.
Right.
I got this is too much.
Right. You look busy.
This is too much for my tiny supporting character brain.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah.
There's not enough room for me in the script right now. So I'll have to come back when there are more lines for me.
Yeah, it's pretty much. I've exceeded my quota. I gotta go.
In fact, there are no more lines written for me right now. So.
Yep. Nice. Abrupt cutoff. Yeah, like you turn the page and like.
There's no more.
There's no line.
He's just gone. Thank you.
Wade exits the room.
And you just see he's just gone.
Yeah.
So Barbara is upset by that too.
But apparently she's not so upset. She can't she's not too busy to work on a latex bomb that she gives Huntress. Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, what's she gonna use this bomb for? Like latex, like fetish thing that she's got? Because there are those people that are really into latex.
That's true.
That's kind of a
thing.
And
a lot of them are superheroes.
Yep.
That's right.
Well.
Now, when do they talk to this other doctor? Dr. Franklin Romanek? He's in the show. I just can't remember where he is.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Well, wherever he is, he's played by Steve Heitner.
Okay.
And he played Kenny Banya in Seinfeld. He's all over the place in Seinfeld.
Okay.
Anyway,
yeah, I don't know where he is.
If you guys remember him, there he is.
Unless he was cut. Maybe if they filmed scenes with him.
No, he's in it. I remember seeing him in it. He's somewhere in here. Anyway, go ahead.
Maybe he's at Arkham.
Oh, he could be.
Maybe one of the doctors at Arkham.
Yeah, he could be.
Okay. Just guessing. So Dinah infiltrates the fashion show. Mm-hmm. She gets all glammed up. Looks pretty hot.
Yeah.
She's got her hair all done up and, she's working it.
Yeah. She got a bustier on.
Yeah.
It looks good.
She's going to work. Supermodel work.
That's right. And we're not the only ones that think she looks good. But that comes at the end of the show.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, then Huntress, meanwhile, has to pose as a fashion model because she's watched way too many Charlie's Angels episodes.
Yes. Because those were the jobs they had on the show.
Yeah, she couldn't just be in the crowd. No, she has to pose as a
fashion model, yeah.
One of the runway models.
Well, to be fair, Dinah was just in the crowd. Yeah. Huntress, she had to have a bird's eye view. Get it? Birds.
I see what you did there.
Thank you.
Yeah. But it was basically an excuse to get Ashley Scott in this really weird but kind of hot couture dress with her hair done all.
It was a nice dress. Weird,
good.
But nice dress. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody actually paid attention. It's like, hey, Ashley Scott's kind of hot. Maybe we ought to put her in some hot outfits, and maybe that'll boost her
rating. Not that the leather wasn't hot.
Right.
I mean, her leather outfits are hot, but you got to see those every week.
Right, and she's got that big coat on.
Right.
See, here says you get to see shoulders,
and other things.
Yeah, and other things. The unmentionables.
Well, cleavage.
Yeah.
We'll put it that way. Cleavage.
Yeah.
Yeah. And her
You-
legs.
Troxaland.
And her legs, because most of her legs were showing.
Yeah.
She's so pretty.
She's very tall.
She is very tall, yes.
So, yeah.
Legs that go on
But
forever.
I think Dinah's taller.
Yeah. I think all the ladies are tall.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But, Oracle, because she's in the chair, it's hard to tell. But
Well,
yeah.
she's tall in real life. I've
Oh,
seen her in other things.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Like other stuff.
Castle.
Yeah. Starship Troopers. But, yeah.
Yes, both of those things.
Both of those things. Reese shows up and kind of checks out the goods with Huntress.
He's into it.
Yeah, he's kind of like, hey, you look very nice.
To be fair,
Yeah.
they had already talked about having a date.
Right. But now he asked her out again.
Right. Now
And-
it's just reinforcing the fact that he wants to go out on the date.
Yeah.
But
Huntress is like, well, let's see what happens later because I may not be able to.
you may not want to,
Right.
which is sad.
Which is a little ominous.
Yeah.
And Reese is totally clueless. He's like, what do you mean? What?
I think, Barbara has said to her, we don't kill people before she goes out.
Yeah.
And, she doesn't want to promise anything
Yeah.
to her. And I think her plan is that she's going to kill people.
Yeah.
And that's why she's saying that to him. And it's sad. But,
Revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wade shows up, wants Bab's attention. But again, Oracle got things to do.
But.
And she's like, okay, fine. I will talk to you. So as she's talking to Wade, what happens on the screen behind her? Wade and his little gang of models show up.
Not Wade.
I mean, not Wade. Chris, thank
Yeah.
you. Chris and his gang of models show up while she's distracted.
Right. With guns.
And
We can see it happening in the background as Barbara's
it's
talking to
plain
Wade.
as day.
Yeah.
They take the entire show hostage. And meanwhile, though, Clayface and Harley just happen to be in the crowd.
Right. So
Harley's
now
kind of digging this.
Clayface kind of changes. Oh, yeah. We see Harley going, oh, interesting.
Yeah, she's
Mayhem.
Yep.
I
yeah.
wish I could join in the fun.
But, the season finale or series finale isn't until next week.
Right.
Or next episode.
And Clayface is sitting there with his face just barely changed
Yeah.
into someone else.
Well, this is the actor's real face. So, yeah, without all that clay goop on his face. Yeah.
And his son,
Mm-hmm.
he wants to go on TV and announce that, I want to show my dad
Yeah.
how great I am.
And it's
his
like,
dad,
hey, I'm already here.
right. Oh, hey,
Go
buddy.
ahead, show me. Go ahead, show me.
I'm right here. Hey, we can rule together.
Yeah, yeah. Huntress finally sees what's going on, distracts Chris while Reese gets the hostages out.
Mm-hmm.
Because we actually gave Reese something to do.
That's right, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because he's a policeman, and they're supposed to do things.
Instead of stand around and, sort of flirt with Huntress and, or get mad at his dad.
Right. And in the meanwhile, now Harley has seen Huntress be Huntress.
Right.
So.
Because, Huntress gets into a fight with Chris, throws that latex bomb on him, which neutralizes his powers. Clayface pulls out the very same switchblade that he killed Huntress's mom with.
And it makes her.
Yeah, all ragey.
Yeah.
Huntress
smash.
Huntress
That's what I was going to say.
Huntress smash.
That's right.
Huntress threatens to kill him, but instead just knocks him out.
Right.
Changes her mind, or does he think she changed her mind, or was she really not going to do it at all?
I think she changed her mind.
I think she changed her mind too. So.
I think she was bound and determined to do it
Yeah.
until that very last moment, and she found out that she just couldn't do it.
Yeah. So after the fight, Harley confronts Helena. It's like, hey, I just happened to see you fighting over there.
I think we have a reason to continue our meetings.
And Huntress is like, great.
Yeah. Oh,
I tried to get out, and you keep pulling me back in.
Right. More talking, yada, yada.
Yeah. Because I know that's what everybody wants to see is more talking. Less superhero stuff, more talking. But on the upside for Huntress, Reese comes by and finally Huntress and Reese kiss.
That's right.
The end. It's all happy.
That's right.
Until
And of course,
series finale.
Wade knows now about Barbara, and he seems to be a little more comfortable because, he was the one that said, hey, look on the monitor. You might need to interrupt.
Right.
Yeah. So, he...
I want to turn around, but even though I was the one distracting you from she doing your job.
So it looks like he's more comfortable with Barbara being who she is, and he understands, and, Reese and Oracle, or Reese and Huntress. And yeah, so we're getting...
So now Wade and Reese could form a club.
Right. That's right.
The guys of prey.
The guys of prey. The guys that are prey. Let's put it that way. Because they're birds of prey.
Yep. So yeah, they're the prey.
Yeah.
They'll just call themselves
the prey.
The prey. You have the birds of prey, and then you have themselves. So there's their little club name. Okay.
So what do you give it?
I give this one 7 out of 7-inch switchblades.
Nice. It's a long switchblade.
Yep.
And I give it 7 Benoit balls. And that's an Archer reference that he didn't remember. But
kudos to Karen for catching that reference because, I totally... I've only seen the episode like once.
Yeah,
I forgot it.
It's from Monegasque episode where they go to Monaco during Grand Prix.
Yeah. Oh, the Grand Prix episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the guy's named Benoit, and he keeps saying balls afterwards. And if you saw the latex bombs in Huntress's
like
hands...
Benoit balls. Yeah, got it.
That's what it is.
All right. So let's move on to something a little more substantive.
Fear the Walking Dead.
Fear the Walking Dead, The Dog.
Episode 3 of season 1.
Not the best title, but...
Well, at least it describes the episode a little bit.
That's true. A little bit.
It has something to do with it.
The dog's not really a major part of the episode.
No, he's not. I wish they hadn't named it that because I'm upset about it a little bit, but whatever.
Yep.
It's okay.
Notice it wasn't like the rhino or the ostrich.
That's true.
Ostrich would have been cool.
It actually would have been cool if the animals had escaped the zoo.
Yeah.
But no, it's a dog.
Yeah.
Damn
it's a dog. Yep. With the cute little doggy eyes.
Damn you, Jack Logiu DC.
Yeah, it's like written. This episode's written by Jack blah blah blah.
Logiu DC.
Logiu DC.
Mm-hmm.
Directed by, of course, Adam Davidson, who directed episodes 1 and 2. I don't know if this was a block or what, but the way they shot this.
Yeah, all 3 of the first 3. And Jack Logiu DC wrote a bunch of Walking Dead episodes and a lot of Sons of Anarchy. So
got it.
He's got some stuff behind him as well. And next week starts our new directors. So.
Yay! So we'll see a little freshness.
Not that these aren't directed well, but yeah.
No, they're directed fine, but yeah. I think that, if nothing else, I'm just kind of curious because I think that one of the things that makes The Walking Dead so great is they have a great rotation of directors.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind seeing him back, but...
They're all very talented, so I kind of like to see something a little different.
Let's get some new guys in. We get Carrie Skogland next week, and the week after, and then Stefan Schwartz for number 6. So...
Stefan.
Is it Stefan?
I'm guessing.
It's spelled
S-T-E-F-A-O-N?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Stefan.
Stefan Schwartz.
Stefan. Or Stefan. Could be Stefan.
Okay.
All right, so picking up from last week, or last 2 weeks ago, because Fear the Walking Dead had to take a week off for Labor Day because they're wimps. Even though The Strain had a new episode, just saying.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we're picking up from 2 weeks ago where we left off with a riot downtown. Everybody's trapped in a barbershop. At least we've got Travis and his son and his ex-wife. They're holed up with the Salazars in this barbershop. Riot's going on outside. Police are flipping police cars, or people are flipping police cars.
Mm-hmm.
There's what appears to be a zombie outside looking back at Chris, Travis's son, through the window, looking a little like things are not good. Let's put it that way. Meanwhile, Madison hears rustling across the street at her house. Nick is crushing pills. Madison's kind of getting on his case.
Why are you doing that?
why aren't you taking them whole?
Mm-hmm.
Well, so I could absorb it in my bloodstream faster. The typical druggy
Yep.
response. Nick keeps insisting that he needs more pills because, hey, addict. Madison says, well, I've got enough to wean you off, and so just be cool. Try and be cool.
Right.
Travis and Liza are talking about how to leave the barbershop. Chris is like, okay, let's just leave without Madison. Let's just get out of here. Not really a fan of her anyway. Let's just go.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, I think Chris wants to get his mom and dad back together.
Yes, I think so too.
Yeah.
And Travis is not having any of that.
No. It's like, dude, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
It's over, Johnny. It's over.
Right, and to be fair, his mother is also the same way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the parent, like Travis and Liza have pretty much come to grips with it, but Chris has not.
And Liza understands that he needs to go back and get
Yeah.
his second family. So
yeah,
she is okay with it.
Right. Riders start breaking into next door, so things are getting more tense. Chris tells Travis that the wall is starting to get a little hot from a fire that was probably set inside next door.
Or just, it could have been like the gas pipes bursting or something.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? Because we don't see it. Everyone, of course, has to leave the barbershop. So they're kind of like, all right, let's make a run for it. They open the door. The looters storm inside the barbershop, start smashing stuff, whatever. And they have to kind of fight their way through those looters. They get outside and are like immediately like, okay, crap, what do we do now?
Mm-hmm.
That's where
much running ensues.
Yes. So it's all kinds of like dogs and cats together, mass hysteria. And Madison is back at her house breaking out the Monopoly board.
Mm-hmm. Well, what else are you going to do, right?
Yeah, you're in the suburbs. There's some zombies across the street and next door. Let's break out Monopoly.
Mm-hmm.
So she, of course, claims the top hat. Nick claims the shoe.
Mm-hmm.
Alicia gets the car. But then, of course, Lisa gets on Nick's case for taking the shoe, said Dad always got the shoe. And Madison's like, Daddy wouldn't mind. Shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Just shut up, Alicia, because you're annoying. The riot continues. Travis and the others keep looking for someplace safe. Daniel's wife, Griselda, ends up getting caught under a fallen scaffolding. Gets her foot mangled pretty bad.
Yeah, crushed.
Travis and Liza free her, but she can't walk on her own. They load her into the bed of Travis's truck, drive off, getting away from the rioters. As the police come in, it's all going to hell. Liza removes Griselda's shoe and is like, yeesh. Mm-hmm. It doesn't look good. Back at the Monopoly game because, hey, we've got all the time in the world to show Monopoly. Nick is buying Boardwalk, so he gets his nice little Park Place Boardwalk pairing and probably wins the game as a result.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know, but probably he won. But, of course, the fun stops when gunshots ring out. Madison pretty much ignores the gunshots, keeps rolling anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just like, la, 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 not listening to gunshots. Your turn.
Mm-hmm.
This is how she's coping, I guess. This is her coping mechanism. Travis drives. They try to get Griselda to a hospital. Unfortunately, the hospital they bring her to, not doing so good.
No, that was quite a scene, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. It was very powerful. They drive past a burning ambulance. There's all kinds of panic going on outside the hospital. The cops are there. The police wave everybody through, like, keep moving, keep moving.
Bullhorns and machine guns.
Yeah, and then you got like other cops with bullhorns, like you said. They're like, "You're not able to leave." They're yelling at the patients that are coming outside.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, the patients are zombies,
mm-hmm.
and they open fire on the patients.
But again, we have to remember that zombies don't exist in this universe, right?
Right. So they just think
they don't know.
Yeah.
And so it's horrifying to see this.
Yeah.
And there could be people that are related to those patients.
Right.
And I say patients with quotes.
So Travis is just gripping the wheel going, must keep driving, must keep driving.
Right. Right. And it is horrifying. You hear all the people screaming when they shoot that patient.
Yeah. It's great horror.
Yeah, it is.
And
that scene was really powerful, I thought.
Yeah, yeah.
And, they're saying to the truck, you cannot, in a way, they're not saying this out loud, but you cannot come in here. There's barricades all around. It's like the hospital's quarantined.
Right.
And they're waving them by, keep going, just keep going.
And it just shows you just the complete, nightmare their world is quickly becoming.
Right. And it was very effectively done, I thought.
Yeah, I did too. Liza wants to go to another hospital, but Daniel, the pessimist, says, no, they're all going to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and he's probably right.
Probably right.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel claims that he and Travis will be even after the Salazars get picked up at Travis's house. And then at that moment, though, the power starts going out across the entire city as, grid by grid falls into darkness.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and there was also an effective scene there when I guess it's Chris who's sitting next to his dad in the front seat.
Yeah.
He looks out onto the city and he goes, "Dad," and he turns to his dad and you see the front of the truck, like the front window shield, and there's a crack in it.
Yeah.
And you see Travis, and then you see the city reflected in the crack of the window shield, and you see it go blink out. Right in the, yeah, it's a really effective scene, I thought.
Yeah, it was good imagery.
Mm-hmm.
Totally agree. It's been 6 hours at Madison's house.
Mm-hmm.
Nick's like, I gotta get out of here. Madison asks Alicia to put the game away because she's the loser, and the loser puts the game away.
Mm-hmm.
You're a loser.
Well, that's how it is in my house too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Loser puts the game away.
Yeah. It's the worst, right?
The punishment.
Because that's the worst.
The shame of putting the game away. Nick's like Nick is ready to leave without Travis. So you had Chris wanting to leave without Madison, and Nick is ready to leave without Travis.
Right.
None of these kids are happy.
Right. Well, to be fair,
yeah,
both kids are being pragmatic
right
about it, but they're also being
I think for their own interest,
protective of their parent.
Right.
And a little jealous of, hey, who gives a crap? They're not my
they're not
dad
my
/mom,
stepmom or whatever.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
They're not my family.
Mm-hmm.
And to extend that a little further, Ruben Blades is also doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And his keeps getting pushed out.
Right.
We're going to part ways as soon as we get out the door. Okay, maybe not. Okay, we're going to part ways as soon as we get to a hospital. Okay, maybe not. Okay, we're going to part ways as soon as we leave this house. Okay, maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't want to owe you anything.
I think everybody's got their own kind of self-interest going on.
So far. And they still can't seem to break up. Right now we're still a little unit.
Yeah.
But they still have in their mind that everything's going to be okay.
Right.
And this is where the tension...
I just have to get through this next few hours or whatever, and everything will be fine.
Right. And I think Griselda said the thing in this episode that I think made the tension ramp up the most. Is she says to her daughter, Ophelia, she says, "Your father and I have been through worse things than this."
Right. So
and that's when it went...
Yeah.
Really? I don't think so.
What's worse than the zombie apocalypse?
Right. But she thinks they've been through worse things than
well,
this.
granted, no, they do talk about that they were from El Salvador.
Still.
So maybe it's like
guerrillas
wars,
and stuff? Sure.
Guerrilla war, but yeah.
This is going to be them surviving against things that want to eat them.
But they don't know that. They don't.
I know, not yet.
Yeah.
And that's what makes the tension ramp up because you know that what she's saying is not going to be true in about 2 more episodes.
Pretty much, yeah.
If she's still alive in 2 more episodes.
That's a point we're going to get into that. Because, not looking, I mean, if you're starting to place your bets now on who's going to survive to season 2, I wouldn't put Griselda at the top of the list.
Yeah, exactly.
She'd be way down that list.
Right.
So, let's see. So, Alicia starts hearing noises outside the house. And then everybody's kind of like closing the blinds, but then kind of peeking through them. And they kind of hear something on another window. Nick goes off to investigate. Mm-hmm. Probably because he's like, hey, maybe there's some pills around. Mm-hmm. Finds a German Shepherd with blood on them.
Do you think that's why he goes outside to find pills? I don't think so.
Well, just, he goes off to look. I figured, well, he just wants to get away. Mm-hmm. So he can, like, maybe if he has pills, he can go off and, like, secretly take them.
Okay.
I don't know. So he finds a German Shepherd with blood on him, but it's not the dog's.
Right.
The dog starts barking at the door, which is not good on a zombie show.
No, this is when I knew it.
Yeah.
It was not going to be good. Now, let me ask you something.
Okay.
The dog had blood all over him, and they say, I don't think it's his blood. Now, was this their out? Was this their way to say, hey, he could have been infected already, so we didn't really kill him?
I don't think so. I didn't get that vibe.
Okay. I'm grasping at straws here. No. I don't want them to have killed a really healthy dog.
I think they were going to kill a really healthy dog. They've killed really healthy horses.
I know.
So a dog is probably like,
don't tell me
I know.
that.
I know. But he's such a cute little puppy.
He was a really nice dog.
Yeah. So Nick notices the dead neighbor, Peter.
Yeah.
And which is not good. Nick leaves the house to go. He goes across the street or wherever to the neighbor's house to get a gun. Mm-hmm. Madison and Alicia follow. Nick, for some reason, is still wearing the old man's clothes that he stole from the hospital in episode 1.
Right.
And he still hasn't gotten a goddamn shower.
Right. Everyone is grungy.
Like his hair is all stringy and gross. So he had all that time. I'm presuming even if the lights weren't working, the water was still working.
Right.
We know that the toilets are still working because Alicia goes to pee later on.
Right.
So.
Well, at least we think that's what she does.
But so why doesn't he instead of playing Monopoly? Why don't you get a shower, change your clothes?
Because he's a dude.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think he's a douche. Maybe not a dude.
Have you noticed in these Walking Dead shows, everyone always looks grungy?
I know that, but it's still. Yeah.
I know, it bugs me too. But I think that's part of the deal, is that it sets a tone for the show.
I know. I mean, I'm sure it's because the way he was limping, he kind of looks like a zombie.
Right.
I get the metaphor that they were going with.
Right.
But
that everyone's only just a hair's breadth away from being a zombie. Yeah.
But still, it's like logistically, you had 6 hours to kill. You think you'd find time to like pick up a bar of soap.
I know what you're saying.
Some shampoo.
I know.
Anyway, that's just a little pet peeve I had.
I get it. It bothers me a lot. I always want the people on The Walking Dead.
I post about this on Twitter, and I get so many retweets and likes or favorites.
Well,
for this tweet,
it's on the regular The Walking Dead,
and they're all women.
There are still lakes.
Yeah.
And even in the first episode, all the ladies are down in the water, like washing their clothes, and only one of them thinks to go in and wash themselves.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hello, you're dirty. Go wash yourself.
Right.
You're washing the clothes. They're going to be wet. Wash your clothes while you're in there.
Have we just given up totally on hygiene here?
And the guys don't go down there and wash themselves.
No, because they're guys, but still. But yeah, women on Twitter are just like, they totally agree with me. I get all kinds of favorites every time I post about Nick because
I do.
They just can't stand that Nick doesn't get a shower.
Right. And I'm not poo-pooing you. I'm just saying I get that it's an artistic choice that they're making.
Yeah, I get it too. I do understand that too.
Yeah.
Don't have to like it though.
Right.
So anyway,
let me give you my pet peeve, by the way, while we're here.
All right.
Too much looking out the window.
Yes.
It's not even when they're saying get away from the window. They're doing it other times too.
Yeah.
Ophelia looks out the window. Later
Right.
on, Madison looks out the window.
There's a lot of looking out windows in this episode.
Too much looking out windows.
Yeah.
They do it in every episode so far.
Yeah.
They're always looking out windows. And I'm like, get away from the effing window.
Open the door.
Have you not learned to stay away from the window? Every time you look out, there's something bad. Oh, and by the way, we see the bouncy castle again in this episode.
Yes, we do, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
You wanted to see it again.
I did want to see it, but I still want to see zombies.
Like bouncing.
Trying to eat kids in it.
It's a bit deflated in this episode.
Yeah, it's a little messy too.
Yeah. Okay. Back to the episode.
Yeah, so they find this hidden key to get into the neighbor's house, and just as they do that, the lights come back on.
Mm-hmm.
Nick finds a gun. Madison finds some shells, and outside the dog is barking, which is not good for the dog. Zombie Peter enters the house, chases the dog as Madison loads a gun. The dog barks, but ultimately stops in that really unpleasant.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Because every time you hear that, you know that the dog has snuffed it.
I know.
And whatever show you're watching, I hate that sound effect.
Me too.
Yeah, I understand it's realistic, but yeah.
That's usually when I'm out.
Yeah, you hear that sound, and then the dog final whimper, and then
I stopped watching The Following when I heard that sound.
Yep, I respect it.
Yeah, but in this case, I have to keep going because it's a Kirkman show, and it is horror, and they didn't show it on screen.
Yeah, they didn't show it on screen. So to give their credit, they didn't to go in your face with it.
Right.
Yeah.
They respected my hatred of those scenes.
Yeah.
So
anyway, so Zombie Peter enters the house. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I already did that. Travis's truck pulls up, and so Madison, Nick, and Alicia go to try to stop him from walking in on Zombie Peter. Travis, of course, goes in the house. He's like, Madison, hey, you here? Honey, I'm home.
Yeah.
And finds Zombie Peter in the living room eating the dog.
Yep, not so good.
And Travis is like, crap.
And I do like that they obscured that.
Yes.
A lot.
Yeah, it wasn't deliberately gross.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you knew what was going on, but again, they weren't in your face about it.
Right.
So the zombie goes after Travis, tackles him like all football style. Madison and Nick rush in to try to help him. Alicia goes back for the shells, comes across an empty pill container. So obviously Nick has been doing wacky stuff.
I think that's definitely foreshadowing.
Of course it is. Yeah. So yeah. So Nick. Why aren't you dead yet? In Madison's house, Daniel takes the gun from Madison, who won't use it, and shoots the zombie. Zombie Peter once blows his face off, but the zombie's not dead yet because you didn't blow the brains out.
Right.
So he takes another aims it again, real close, blows its brains out. Everybody freaks. What Daniel did. Oh no! How dare you kill this horrifying creature?
Yeah, well, not everybody freaks out.
No, but most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alicia tries to rush back through the yard, but another zombie grabs her hair.
Yep, and Chris saves her, although she's not incredibly happy about that.
No, she's not. She tries to get over the fence, but grabs her ankle. Chris helps her over the fence, and Alicia promptly elbows him in the nose.
Right. Because she and Chris apparently do not like each other.
Apparently, so of course
there's a bit of a history there.
So of course they'll probably hook up later on.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Since they're not related.
Right.
Plus,
exactly.
that's a huge genre right now in romance novels. Stepbrothers.
Yeah. So there's the hookup.
Seriously.
I believe it.
Okay.
I believe it.
It's a big deal right now.
I've heard worse.
Me too.
What was I gonna say? Everybody tries to figure out what happened with their neighbor Susan, who Madison really, really loves, and is really sad to see that she's now a zombie. And Nick's the only realist at the moment, saying she's not sick, she's dead. Deal with it as the sunglasses come down.
Yeah. Right.
in the GIF.
Yeah.
Yep. Deal with it.
Who are you?
Yep.
Sorry, CSI reference.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I did, but I couldn't do it well.
Yeah. But yeah. Alicia's whining about Matt. Who cares?
Yeah, I don't care.
Nobody cares.
Although it is
Alicia's
kind
the
of important. She says that can't be what Matt is. Matt's
Yeah.
not dead.
That's not true.
So
that's impossible.
They're showing like all different sides of what's happening in the world through this family, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, they're showing the realist, they're showing the acceptance, they're showing the denying, they're showing the, incredulity.
Selfishness.
Selfishness, yes, exactly.
Really
and they're showing the, in Travis, they're showing the naive.
Mm-hmm.
Because he is, he needs the Ruben Blades character to be there with him, or else he is going to get him and his family killed.
Yeah, and Daniel, Ruben Blades' character, not a big fan of Travis, as it turns out.
No. Well, he's right.
He is right.
Yeah. Travis is not an alpha male, and there needs to be an alpha male. And his stepson, or to-be stepson, is Nick. He's not old enough to step up and do it, although he does have the makings of one.
Yeah.
He's quite the realist.
Mm-hmm. Which is probably why Daniel's trying to teach Chris.
Right.
Travis's son.
Right. And I think if he probably would talk to Nick as well.
Yep.
But the two of them together, they would need to step up. Mm-hmm. They would definitely need to step up. Because Travis I don't believe in guns. And I like that line where he says, the guns don't care whether you believe in them or not.
Them or not, yeah, pretty much.
That it's such a true line. I mean, at this point, you got to know about the guns. You have to.
Mm-hmm.
How can Travis not want to be able to shoot a gun right now?
Well, because
he's an idiot.
Yeah. Well, it's his first world problems, I guess.
I guess.
I don't know. There's a scene that happens next where Chris is like trying to clean up his nose after getting belted by Alicia, elbowed. It's a scene between him and his dad Travis, where because you remember they started off the series with Chris really hating his dad, probably for the divorce,
right?
Probably because there was an affair or something. I'm guessing,
right?
With maybe Madison.
Right.
Which would be probably why he wants to leave her behind.
At the very least, you left us.
Yeah, something like that.
And plus a little bit of Madison isn't my mom thrown in.
Yeah. But here, Chris is actually letting his dad help him check his nose to see if it's broken. Guess what? It's not broken. Lucky for you, because the hospitals are going to hell.
Right.
Fast. Even though you do have your mom, Liza, who is a nurse or something.
Yes, she is a nurse. Yeah. And she wanted to go on and be a doctor, but she didn't. Apparently, she didn't believe in herself.
Right.
Enough, even though Travis was encouraging her.
Yeah, now she'll find her confidence.
Too late.
Yep. Yeah, because I don't think that, she's going to be able to get that doctorate.
Nope.
Yeah, not now.
Too late.
Should have talked to Tobias first. Yeah, with the battle cart.
That's right. By the way, Justina, that was awesome.
Yeah, love that.
She did great. She stepped right up and gave us a battle cart.
She did. That was awesome.
I know.
Thanks for Justina for the battle cart. Daniel calls his cousin supposedly.
Yeah. Did we ever see that?
No, we didn't see that.
Yeah.
We're taking it on total face value from Daniel.
Yeah.
But supposedly he's coming in the morning. Madison wants to leave now.
Mm-hmm.
So credit to Madison for wanting to get the heck out of Dodge.
Right.
Travis, because Travis is an idiot, wants to stay overnight because he wants to be able to see better.
Right.
In the morning.
Right. Well, I see some validity.
Yeah, but if it's all going to hell.
Right, it's dumb.
You don't wait around more hours for things to get worse.
Right.
Yeah. You leave now.
He's dumb.
He is dumb. Travis rolls up Peter in a blanket, takes him outside. Daniel wants him to burn the body, saying that burning will keep the sickness from spreading.
Mm-hmm.
So you get that kind of hint that Daniel saw some kind of like plague, or like there was something going on that he knows about this.
Sure, or
Like he had
something down in El Salvador.
Some past experience where there was a sickness that was affecting maybe a village or something.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you know, they have a chat about, you knew this guy, he was a friend of yours, and and this is, you know, he calls him weak in Spanish.
Yeah.
Which is, it's bad.
Yeah, it is. Travis is all bitter though about Daniel shooting Peter.
Yeah.
Which is like, dude, Daniel stepping up to the plate. You're not even out of the batter's box yet.
No.
So.
No. I think it's really strong of
You're
Madison.
still on the bench.
Of Madison to go out and want to kill Susan.
Yeah.
That's when he calls him weak.
Yeah.
Because Travis goes out and goes, no, if there's even a chance they can save her, you don't want to.
And Daniel's watching from the window,
right,
going, nope.
Weak.
You're a weenie.
Weak.
You're a girly man with the girly arms, and you won't kill the zombies.
Yeah. And the sad part is that it probably would have saved Patrick, their neighbor.
Well, Patrick didn't die, or that we know of.
They carted him away in a body bag.
No. They carted Susan away in a body bag.
Are you sure?
Maybe.
I think they might have killed him.
Oh, I don't know. That's interesting.
I think they might have killed him because he had her blood on him.
That could be.
They made a point to ask them if they had touched any blood.
Yeah. So Liza and Travis have a moment in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And
that was a good talk too.
It was. So Liza tells Travis that I hate to say this, but you were right.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the dead don't die.
Right.
So points to Travis on that one.
Right.
Liza also explains that Griselda's foot is not looking good. Probably will become infected, and she will probably die.
Right.
Which means, of course,
septic.
Which means, of course, she will become a zombie.
Right. Right, because you don't have to get bitten now.
Yeah, unless Daniel, but they don't know that, I don't think.
Right, they don't know that.
They figure as long as she doesn't get bit.
Right.
Or something.
But we know that because...
we know that
we watched The Walking Dead.
Everybody's already infected, so if you die, yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's already out there.
Right. Which is sad.
It is sad.
Yeah. So they have to find a way to fix her foot, or... Now, this may be how they find out that everyone's infected, instead of the CDC thing from The Walking Dead.
Right, because they obviously, they're probably not going to go to the CDC on Fear the Walking Dead.
Of course not. They can't get all the way across the country.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there might be a LA branch, but...
As far as I know, there isn't.
I don't know.
But
they could go to Kaiser Permanente or something.
Right. But this may be the way they find out that you don't have to be bitten in order to turn into a zombie.
Yeah. Ophelia kind of calls out her dad.
Yeah, we should go with them. Don't use your pride to not take some help.
Yeah, pretty much. Because she's like, he's talking about how he can handle everything. Ophelia is questioning like how any of the cousins can actually be coming to help them, because she was told that they all died in El Salvador. So Daniel's like, look at the shiny keys.
Right.
Look.
Right.
So
I like how she says it too. She goes, "Oh yeah, your cousin."
Yeah. So he's like, "Your mother, like she really needs help here. Yeah. Let's talk about that instead."
And then he blames her for teaching her Spanish.
Yeah.
You wanted to teach her Spanish.
Yeah, Spanish. Stupid wife.
Right.
Stupid wife with a mangled leg that's probably going to turn into a zombie.
Yeah, it's going to be sad when she dies, because I do like the relationship they have. It's very loving. But...
Well, she has got so much faith in Daniel. Mm-hmm. So obviously he's got a proven track record with her. He can do no wrong in her eyes.
I can see it coming down Main Street, though, that she's going to die, and that's going to be how they find out.
And there's probably going to be a lot of friction between Ophelia and her dad.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, if you'd done what I said, she would still be alive.
Right.
But yeah, so it's coming. You're right.
Except that they haven't gone their separate ways. So
not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Travis asked Madison where she got the pills for Nick. She said she went back to school. We all saw that. Travis explains that he had to bring the Salazars inside to the house because they're the ones that took him in.
Right.
And him and Chris.
And there's still this weird keeping track of
yeah.
notches on the wall between the two men.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of a guy thing where at least this point of pride where they feel like, okay, he took me in, so therefore I owe him, but then Daniel doesn't want any kind of debt.
Right.
He wants to keep it clean the slate.
I think it's weird that Daniel's the one that says, I didn't start keeping track, but he really did.
He did. Yeah.
I mean, he's the one that said, I'll shelter you, but.
Yes. I'm not happy about it.
Right.
I'm only doing this because my family said so.
Right. And he makes Travis feel like he has to pay him back.
Right.
And so that's him starting the whole
because he guilts
notches
him
on the wall thing.
He guilts him for being there.
Right.
So therefore Travis feels like he owes Daniel.
Right.
Right.
So it's definitely Daniel who starts the whole thing.
Pretty much.
And from then on, it's, every time something happens, they both feel like they have to, and it's not a one-upmanship. It's okay, now it's your turn.
Right. Now, one of my favorite scenes in this episode, Liza and Madison.
In the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
They were talking. Booze.
Women and booze. Mm-hmm. Especially, like...
It was whiskey, wasn't it?
The wife and the ex-wife and the girlfriend of the same guy.
Yeah.
So, Liza, to her credit, approaches Madison, tries to smooth things over between them.
Right.
Because there's obviously friction.
Right. Well, there will be. I mean.
Yeah. But I mean, it was at least a gesture on Liza's part. Because, hey, we're kind of stuck with each other. We might as well, not be horrible to each other.
Right.
Which is a very adult.
Very.
Madison says that if she ever ends up like Susan, and this is the really interesting part, she wants Liza to, quote, take care of it.
Right. Because it would...
Like Travis couldn't handle it.
It would kill Travis.
It would kill Travis.
Right.
So but I'm just trying to figure the situation where if Madison does become a zombie and Liza's like, well, she told me to kill her, and Travis is like, you're not killing her. What are you doing?
That's exactly what would happen, though.
Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing she's hoping that Liza would do it away from everyone else.
Yeah, secretly.
Right.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a really good conversation, especially since they were talking, and Madison is almost abrupt with her.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, okay, we're getting along. Don't worry about that. Yeah. I want to get this out. Yeah. If I ever turn like her, kill me.
It was important to her to have this, in place.
Right.
In this plan.
Right. And, yes, it's understood. We're going to get along for all this time. This is an emergency. I'm not going to give you crap. You're not going to give me crap. And I already feel like there's a truce in the whole house right now, even if it's an uneasy truce.
It's very tenuous, this truce.
Very tenuous, but it's almost like it has to be there.
Yeah.
Because if they fight inside the house, then things will go awry everywhere.
And I think everybody kind of realizes this.
Right.
They're like, okay, things are really bad right now. We can't make it worse in here.
Right. And I think that was shown even early in the episode with the Monopoly board. Let's bring out the Monopoly board, because that, even though there's fighting with Monopoly, it's going to be fighting about something insubstantial. It's not going to be like we're fighting about serious stuff.
Right. Until, of course, somebody gets pissed and upends the board.
Well, but still, it's about Monopoly. It's not about what's happening outside.
Right.
So, they're showing that whatever goes on inside the house, they can't let what's going on outside the house creep in. And not just physically, but mentally.
Yeah.
And Madison shows that later on with Liza saying, don't worry about this conversation. I get it.
Yeah. Well, the thing I liked was Liza's reaction to Madison's request.
Just a nod.
And she's just like, okie doke.
Yep.
And walks out the room.
Right. But it was very serious, too. It was, I get it. Yep.
Okay, done.
Yep.
So, I love that.
I almost get the feeling that when she nodded, she's almost giving her permission to do the same to her.
Yeah, but she doesn't express it.
She doesn't say it.
Yeah, maybe like in the look. It's like, okay, we've made a pact.
We're simpatico on
we'll
this.
take each other out if need be.
Right.
Yeah. So the next day, because Travis had to wait till daylight.
Because he's an idiot.
Because he's an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he doesn't seem long for this world.
No, but of course he'll live.
He's kind of like Travis has become the Laurie of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I know.
Not my Laurie. I'm
No.
Not my Laurie.
The Laurie of The Walking Dead.
Rick's Laurie.
Right.
Laurie Grimes.
Right.
So yeah, Travis is digging a grave for Peter as Susan's off and growling at him from next door. Mm-hmm. So he's like, "Good morning, Susan."
Yeah, he says good morning. Is that weird?
Yeah. So Susan has like I tweeted this. I was like, Susan is now like the Ed from Shaun of the Dead on Fear the Walking Dead. With the
playing video games and
Ready Player 2. Yeah. So she's just kind of like grunting at him.
Exactly.
So it's like,
kind of funny.
Yeah. So like it's like Sean going out to the shed to see Ed.
Right.
Shaun of the Dead. So anyway.
Yeah.
And play video games. So he takes the blanket after burying Peter, I guess. And he takes the blanket to the street, like he puts it in their trash receptacle, wheels it out to the curb.
Absurd. Like the trash is going to come around.
The best part is, okay, there's like this big guy with a mustache.
A biker dude.
Like a biker dude, down like a house down or whatever. He does the same thing, like, oh, guess what? It's trash day.
Yeah.
It must be trash pickup day. And I was like, do you really think there's going to be a trash pickup during the zombie apocalypse?
Ain't coming.
It's not recyclable day. It's not trash day.
Day is not coming. And he looks down at his neighbor and they're like,
you're not getting mail service.
You know what? I somehow don't think this is really happening. Yeah, but
so
we're going about our day like normal.
There's a lot of denial going on right now. And I just thought it was like,
you guys are idiots.
You guys are idiots. This is what, is. Now, Darwin was obviously right. Survival of the fittest is taking place right before our eyes. Daniel teaches, we talked about Daniel teaching Chris how to load guns, what bullets to use. Yeah. Travis is pissed off about it. Madison's like, I didn't see any harm with it.
Right. He should learn.
Yeah, pretty much.
Essentially, she's saying, I think he should learn.
Yep. Yep.
The only one that has a problem with it is Travis.
Pretty much. Travis finds Madison with the hammer. We talked about that. Wants to put Susan down. Travis is like, it's still Susan.
No.
And
actually,
it's not your place to make that decision. And Daniel's like looking from the window going,
weak.
You weenie.
Weak. Yeah.
Like, you have chosen poorly.
Well, yeah.
Pretty much. So, I'm talking about that. Kids are packing their stuff in the car. Like, Nick tells Madison, hey, I need some more pills because it's all about Nick.
Right.
So, and she, like, concedes and gives him some more pills.
I think she gives him one instead of the two he asked for.
But still.
And
sees like there's not many pills left because she gave, where's my pills, man?
Right. I gave them to Griselda.
Yeah.
Hey, we don't know them.
Yeah. Griselda's a stranger and like I need the medicine. I need all the medicine.
And again, we're starting to see already with the selfishness and
he's totally selfish at this point. Now, part of that's because he's an addict, but still, it's not a good look. Nick.
No, it's not. And shower.
There are very few redeemable characters on this show. Have you noticed this?
Yes. Daniel.
Daniel's up there, but he's like he has jerky moments.
Yeah, sure. But
so,
rightfully so in his case, I think.
Tobias, but they wrote him out.
Tobias is awesome. He might come back.
I hope so.
Yeah. They still haven't left L.A.
Yeah, that's true. So hopefully. Ophelia is concerned about everybody else leaving, and they're staying behind.
Ophelia's cool.
Yeah, Ophelia's cool. You're right. Daniel doesn't want to go, says he's protecting them. And we talked about Daniel saying that the good people are the first ones to die, which I thought was a very good line.
It is a very good line.
And very true.
Mm-hmm.
Alicia's the last one to get in the car because she had to pee.
Right. And
Or-
does that
or-
mean something?
Or was she doing a pregnancy test?
Or was she doing something? Anything?
Yeah, maybe she's on drugs too.
Yeah. Or she could have been calling someone or...
Yeah, like trying to get a hold of Matt.
Right.
Yeah.
I think there was something else happening there.
So, yeah. Well, maybe we'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Army helicopters fly over.
Mm-hmm.
And Liza looks over at the neighbor's house across the street at the bouncy castle, the sad-looking bouncy castle.
With blood all over it.
With blood all over it.
Yep.
And
Your bouncy castle.
Yep.
I bet they were bouncing on it. You just didn't
Zombies
see
go,
it.
la, la, la. And then they go like,
Yeah.
they're doing the monster mash. No.
The monster mash.
It's a graveyard smash.
The monster mash. It was
Look
a
up.
bouncy castle smash.
It caught on in a flash.
That is the worst song ever.
I love that song. Bobby Boris Pickett. I love that song.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice pull.
Thank you.
Yeah, so they go past that, and then
So Madison sees Patrick, Susan's husband,
yeah,
as he goes in the house.
he had to drive from Salt Lake City because
Yeah.
the airports are closed.
Yeah. And so Madison's like, oh, crap. So she follows him. He goes inside, finds Susan all brains. And Susan goes to bite Patrick, but just as she's about to, she gets her head blown away by an army guy that shoots her in the back of the head.
Mm-hmm.
Bang! So the army shows up, and this is where things kind of go to hell, of course. Travis and Madison get quizzed by an army woman. Not sure what she's doing, but, she's basically like trying to, I guess, get a count of everybody. Travis talks about everybody, including the Salazars. Madison wants to know where Patrick is.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to Patrick? You think that maybe they killed him
Right.
and dumped him in the truck.
I do think that.
I-
Because of the way they were talking to her.
Yeah, because there's this army dude says that Patrick was covered in the infected's blood
Right.
and asked if Madison or anybody else was exposed.
Right.
And then he's like, well, what's this pile of fresh dirt here?
Our dog
Where-
died.
Yeah, our dog died.
She thought very quickly on her feet.
Yeah. It's like, must have been a big dog. Dumb army guy.
Well, they could have a big dog. Who
Yeah, it
knows?
was like maybe it was a Great Dane or something.
Sure.
But,
Well, it was a big dog.
yeah, German Shepherd.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, Nick's like outside going through windows of neighboring houses, probably looking for drugs. And there's like he's hiding from the army patrol around the area. He thinks about breaking into a house, but then second guesses himself. He sees a plane flying overhead. Now, is this the same plane that ends up in Atlanta?
It is a plane from the webisodes.
Oh, okay. I did not see
If
the
you are
weapon.
watching the webisodes.
I figured there was a connection there, but I wasn't sure how that factored in.
There are webisodes that are airing online.
Oh, is that the one where like it goes down because there's zombies aboard, like World War Z?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that is that airplane.
Okay, got it.
So there is a connection. It's
I wondered, but I didn't know. Yeah, because I hadn't seen that webisodes. So you're up on me on that one.
it's all right.
Appreciate it. No, that's good. I'm glad somebody covered it.
I haven't done much research on this episode, so
Yeah.
there's mine.
Your research goddess.
Ding.
Ding. Yep. Just mark out one for Karen there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the soldiers are like tagging the houses with spray paint. Another's loading a body in the truck. Probably, maybe Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Patrick.
Yeah.
The Salazars look on from the bedroom out the window because they always look through windows apparently. And Daniel's like, it's already too late.
Mm-hmm.
Dun dun dun. So
Yep.
I
And-
see a bad moon rising.
If you notice, they're putting the Katrina type
Yeah.
X's on all the houses, saying like how many are alive, how many are dead.
Yeah, just like write this house off. Yep.
On the houses. And I honestly think that they killed Patrick. I really, really do.
Well, at this point, they're probably really paranoid because they don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So they're probably like, yeah, sterilize the area.
Mm-hmm. That's just my thought.
Yeah. And then round up any survivors.
Yep.
So do you think they'll end up like a concentration camp or something? Or, like some kind of camp?
Maybe.
Yeah.
And
we'll see.
then they'll have to escape together.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah,
well,
we'll
I
see.
mean, here are the episode titles: Not Fade Away,
Yep.
Cobalt, and then the last one is The Good Man.
Right.
So that refers to Travis, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Now, Cobalt was the original, like the name that was kind of thrown around before they revealed the official Fear the Walking Dead name. So I'm got to think that Cobalt's going to be a big episode.
Yeah. Probably like some code name for like the military uses for whatever operation is going on or something.
That's probably, it's probably the
Operation Cobalt.
Cobalt. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And Not Fade Away, I'm thinking is someone dies. Like they've gone, but they're not going to fade away.
Maybe.
Isn't that the...
Yeah. It's a song.
Yeah. Well, I think it's an idiom or whatever it's a saying.
Yeah.
So someone's going to die, and then we're going to see more about Operation Cobalt, and then the good man's going to be about Travis.
Yep.
So...
Okay. So what did you give this episode?
I gave this 8 pergola, which is that maze that they were in. That's a pergola.
Okay.
Thing. 8 pergola. If you want it.
I didn't know what that was called.
Oh, yeah. If you want it, then you better hang a lantern on it. Mazes.
Nice. Very nice.
Because I knew the minute they went out there in that pergola, the garden-y thing, that one of them was going to get stuck in it with the zombie.
Well, of course. Especially at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, let's hang a lantern on that.
Yeah. I went a more simpler route. I went with 8 out of 10 ambulances on fire.
Nice.
Because I just thought that was a nice little, great scene, imagery.
Yeah.
So
that whole hospital scene was crazy good.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, so I don't have much in the way of comics on TV news. Do you have much?
No, because we're early this week.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, because as some of you may know, if you listen to like on Next Stop Everywhere, that I'm going to be going away. I've got Columbus Comic Con this weekend, then going to Salt Lake Comic Con next week. So Karen can like flip me off and go, "You jerk."
That's all right.
Okay.
I had a nice meal tonight.
You do it for Jesse. You're in a good mood.
Yeah.
I'll take what I can get.
Even though we're recording early, we're also recording later at night than we said we were because my husband didn't know we were doing this and he made me a nice dinner.
Yep.
So I'm sitting here with homemade spaghetti from scratch in my tummy. So
it's yummy, yummy, yummy. You got Paschetti
in my tummy. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, and I told Karen, don't worry about it. Husband first, podcast co-host second.
Yeah, well, you're one of my work husbands. It's all husbands.
Okay.
All husbands. But real life husband first, I guess.
Yeah, real husband.
It was really sweet of him. I don't usually do anything on Thursdays.
Yeah.
So he was like, well, you don't have anything tonight, so I made you this really nice dinner. And I'm like, oh, I kind of do. But
it's the Price is Right fail.
But I sent you a little note and I said, can you wait? And then so you were nice enough to have dinner first instead of after.
Hey, you're accommodating me. So I want to thank Karen for accommodating my crazy schedule right now.
Yeah.
So thank you, Karen. I really appreciate it.
So this week we're early, and then next week we're going to be early, I'm guessing, too, yeah? Or are we going to be late?
We're going to be a little late because I don't get back until Sunday, the following Sunday.
Okay.
I leave this Sunday 2 days from now, or 3 days from now, and then I'm back the following Sunday.
Okay.
So after I get back, do you want to record? And then we can, because we're going to have to talk about the first episode of Gotham.
Right.
For season 2.
Right. So guys,
we're gonna have 3 shows next week.
That's right.
So we're gonna have to figure out how to edit these things down.
I know. So this week we're a little bit early for you guys, and then next week we're gonna be a tad bit later in the week than we usually are.
Yeah, that's my fault. I take full responsibility. That's on me.
But we will have the last Birds of Prey.
Yep.
Fear the Walking Dead 4.
Yep.
And Gotham the pilot. No, not the pilot. The first episode of season.
Yeah,
2.
pilot was last time.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's late. We'll let that slide. But yeah,
thanks.
Yeah, the first episode of season 2.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I have already, but
You've already watched it?
I haven't watched it yet. It's out on PS4.
I see how it is.
So yeah. Anyway.
I see how it is. Because I'm gonna have to like download that on like my iPad in
flight.
Salt Lake, or and watch that in a hotel room or something.
There are special people, you know.
Yeah.
All right, so there's that, and we don't have a lot of news, but what we do have will be on the Facebook page.
Exactly. So Karen, where can they find you?
They can find me at Oliveria on the Twitter machine, and my About Me link is there as usual.
Yep. And
I will be updating it. We're getting our things together for the Supergirl podcast. I'm very excited. We're getting an announcer and a theme song and all that stuff. So
that's awesome. Mm-hmm. That's definitely gonna be one I'm gonna check out because that's just sounds great.
Yeah, and I'll stop talking about it as soon as it happens. I'm so excited for the ramp up of it.
No, that's awesome.
Well, no, I'm mentioning it all the time, but as soon as it starts, I'll stop talking about it. But
plug it away.
Okay.
Plug away. I'm at Charles Skaggs on Twitter and on the Instagram. I'm on the Facebook. I'm on the Google Plus for all you crazy kids on the Google Plus.
Yay.
My blog of geeky things, Damn Good Coffee and Hot. And, of course, Next Stop Everywhere, the podcast that I do with Jesse Jackson.
Yep, which I've been lucky enough to have been on a couple times in the last couple months.
Pretty much our semi-regular at this point.
Yeah.
Now we just have to figure out how to make that a regular. Yeah.
Oh, God. I don't have enough to do.
I know you don't have enough to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But we do appreciate you finding the time when you can.
Gotham Castle, Supergirl, this. I think that's enough.
I think that's enough, too. But we're glad when you're on.
Thank you.
And you're always welcome.
What?
And you're always welcome.
Thank you. Well, when I get excited about an episode, I will bug you to come on. So
okay, so maybe like you watch an episode this season, like I gotta talk about this episode.
Then I'll bug you guys.
Okay, cool.
And also we are at Fandom Zone Cast on Twitter if you want to talk to both of us.
Yep,
so we're there.
And Phantom Zone on Facebook.
Oh yes, please. We got another like on Facebook this week.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's awesome. And remember, tell us what you want your nickname to be. For the fans of the Phantom Zone cast.
Yeah, fans of the Phantom Zone podcast. Do you want to be the zoners?
That's right. And I'll make a logo for you guys.
Yeah, yep.
And you can claim them. Claim a logo for yourself. I'll make you each a logo.
Mm-hmm. So be creative.
Please do. Let us know what you want them to be.
Yeah, we'll make it official.
Phantom Zoners, Phantom Zone heads. What do you want to be? All right. So that's it for this week, yeah?
That's it for this week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
That's right.
Or Birds of Prey channel, I guess, at this point.
Yeah.
Or Gotham channel. Gotham channel. So we'll see you again next time. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.